You're listening to KOUG Radio. Listen live online at KOUGradio.org.
Hey guys, I don't know what this is. I'm back and better than ever. Just kidding. I was sick for a while and dealing with some stuff, so I'm just here. I'm just figuring it out, like day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, and it's been a roller coaster. It's been an absolute journey. I'm just like literally, it's just a podcast. It's not that deep. Anyways, welcome back to Talk Now, Cry Later. My name is Payton Dobson, and I'm an English major here at WSU. And if I hear anybody, okay, let's just start with this. I'm just going to start with this. This is going to be my opener. I've had several people tell me they're sorry when I tell them my major. I'm like, bro, it's not a big deal. Like, I did it for a reason. Like, I had a choice. But people like to sincerely apologize, and I don't know why. So don't be saying that. Just don't do it. It's gonna make me mad. Anyway, jokes aside, welcome back to Talk Now, Cry Later, where we talk about mental health, life, literally anything I want to, because it's my podcast and it's not yours. So deal with it. And it's kind of in the works right now, I'm not gonna lie. Like, everything feels like it's just, I'm trying really hard to like figure out if I want to keep the title, if what I want to talk about is what I want to talk about. So it's just been, I don't know. And also with the summer semester, that just like ruined everything, because like I did not have any motivation to like come in and record. So we're back. This is going to be a weekly thing now. I really hope, if I have the motivation, and I mean, I do. I just needed some time, but I'm back. I'm here. I'm going to be recording every Monday, and then that episode will be aired on the following Monday. So I think around 10:30. I didn't even look at the calendar. Okay, well, that's kind of my fault. But I will be airing Monday mornings, and I will update on the times on my Instagram. And I have an Instagram now for my podcast. It's talk_cry_later. And the little artwork is a snail with a teardrop coming down his face. That's the profile pic. But you can also hit me up and see my KOUG Radio updates and posts on my Instagram, which is just Payton_Dobson. Anyways, just a quick reminder, disclaimer, that this podcast is nothing professional. It is just silly and fun and just for my own amusement, and hopefully yours too. I'm not a professional when it comes to mental health, with life, with college, with anything. And I pride myself on that. I'm just here for my experiences, my experience only. You know, I mean, sometimes my friends' experiences and like people I know and just what I've heard and what I think is right. But obviously I'm just a silly 22-year-old girl in college. So you take that as you will, but I am no professional, and that's okay. But I'm here, and that's what matters, right? So keep listening or don't. I don't really care. Okay, so kind of more of an update. I was thinking about changing the title of my podcast. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I just felt like it was just not working for me, and I don't really know where that's gonna go. But if that does go anywhere, I don't know. I mean, I'll let you know. I think it, like, when you start like a creative project, it just feels like you're like, okay, this is great, this is good, I want this. But then you get bored, or you're like, oh, I thought it was going to be good, but then I ran out of ideas or whatever. And I think that's just kind of part of the process. So I'm figuring that out now, but yeah, stay tuned for any updates, any changes. So I don't know about you. I'm I'm recording this the day before Halloween. It's October 30th right now. And I am just so excited for October to be over. I don't know why, but October felt like the crappiest month for me for some reason. It just did not feel right. I felt like I was just behind on so many things, whether it was school, whether it was my social life, whether it was just like taking care of myself, self-care. My mental health dropped, right? It hit a low for sure. Not like a new low or anything. I'm fine, but it was just like, ah, this sucks, you know? You get that feeling just like in your chest, sometimes like in your head too, just like, ugh. It's just like, what it is. It's just a dreading feeling of like, I just have to like pull through. I have to literally like just keep going to get through it. And there's kind of like not really a way, out of it or around it. You just kind of have to like keep doing your stuff. Anyways, um, that being said, October was just sucky. For me, I mean, I had even like a couple other friends talk to me about this when I was like, is anybody else having like the weirdest month of their life? And they're just like, yeah, no, I'm so done with this. Like, I wanted to be like, oh, excited for the season change and excited for new things, but I just felt like I just got like a handful of just responsibilities and stress just on a silver platter, just served right to me, hot and fresh. And I was just like, yeah, that feels about right. And that sucks. Like, we didn't expect that coming in. I'm like getting over a cold that I've had for like 2 weeks. I'm just like, while I'm trying to get caught up on my midterms and things, I feel like the stress has been a lot. But I will say that it's, I don't know, in my opinion, and in just my funny little experience of life, I feel like it's a good thing. As much as I will always complain forever about stress, about responsibilities, about things I don't want to do, I will say it's like almost, I don't know how to explain it without sounding like a total douchebag, but responsibility and stress make you feel important. Is that right? It makes me feel important. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so many things to do. Like, I am important, right? Which is awful in a way because it's like we're really tying like how stressed you are to like your worth. Like, that's not healthy at all. Ugh, I had to like pause every minute just to like gather myself because I still feel not the greatest. Anyways, but because of this, like, oh, I don't feel important, or I feel important only because I'm like literally on the brink of exhaustion permanently, which, yeah, that kind of opened my eyes a little bit this month. I was just like, okay, I am thankful for the stress, right? It gives me a sense of purpose in life. Like, let's be honest here. Humans need purpose. Like, if we're not doing things, we go crazy. We go crazy. Um, but But I was like, okay, so I feel good in the stress, right? Like, it's like this like weird little mixture of like, okay, I got this. I'm stressed out of my mind, but I got this. But I was like, is that really healthy? Is that really worth it? And for what I'm going through, for what I'm dealing with, whether it's college or feeling like I don't have time for other things or work, or, it's like the work life college social balance. You have to like formulate 6 parts of your life and each like give some effort and time, and that can be really difficult. But I don't even know where I was going with that thought. I guess what I'm trying to say in this nonsense is that it's okay to take a step back. Because I had to force myself. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be late with this assignment because my brain says absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're not doing this right now because I need a break. I need to stop. Or else you're not gonna be able to continue. Like, what's the point of like having responsibilities if you're not gonna be able to do them, in your right mind? So, took a step back and I had to, because I wasn't feeling well, or I wasn't in the right space to make decisions or put out my best work, right? That helped. It did. Talking it out helps. Oh my gosh. Like, I will never stop saying that, like, therapy is. I firmly believe that therapy isn't for everybody, but everybody should try it at least once. I don't think everybody needs it necessarily or wants it, and like obviously I'm not going to be like you need therapy. Like that's not my place. But I will say that like before I started doing therapy, just with like not even like traumatic events, just straight up I need to talk to someone about whatever, about my life, about my decisions, about how I feel that day. Like literally nothing to the extreme. And I was so hesitant. I did not want to. I was like, no, I shouldn't. But I kind of forced myself, right? Best decision I've ever made. Like one of the best decisions ever. And I'm pretty open. Like I will talk about therapy for the rest of my life. I don't care. Like that makes people uncomfortable and I understand. But like my whole thing is like built on mental health. So of course I want to talk about that. And also it's just part of the human condition. It's part of the human experience is talking to people and having the hard conversations with strangers. And that's what therapy is. And it's kind of fun though. I kind of like the like I get to like go to a stranger, talk about whatever I want. They ask questions. I answer, and then I get insight. Like, that's so great. And that's totally broken down. There's a lot more to that, depending on why you're going. But yeah, we love therapy. And also, therapy does not have to be talk therapy. It can be going outside. It can be taking a nap. It can be, like, just meditating. Like therapy is in so many different forms. I'm just talking about like the clinical talking to a professional therapy. But like also talking to your friends, like obviously asking them, hey, like I just need a rant. Can I rant to you? And they're like, yeah, sure, dude, why not? That's another great form of that. Anyways, on the topic of that, kind of trickling into this weird update episode, I was thinking a lot about just like why I do this, why I want to do this, why I want to be a part of something like this. I was thinking about why I'm in college, my goals for that. I was just like, I don't know, my brain was on one, wanted to know why. And I was like, all right, like let me try to come up with an answer. But really, I was just thinking like, I feel like just me, and maybe this is common for people in their 20s or people in general, that we like to hide what we truly feel because we're afraid of the consequences. We're afraid of the judgment. So we become like these performative people who just put on an act or put on a facade, put on a face and emotion to hide what we're actually feeling. And as much as that's normal and totally valid, because like obviously, you know, life is scary, we kind of have to put up that front sometimes, like just out of survival. But I was talking to my boyfriend the other day, and he said something that really struck me. It was just like, oh, he's right. Gosh dang it, he's right. Because I was complaining. I was like, I don't even know what to talk about my podcast. I feel like I'm failing at this. I feel like this is just, I suck. You know, the whole, you know, stupid complaining episode. And he was like, Payton, just talk on your podcast like you're talking to me. Like, just have a conversation. Just talk. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's like makes all sense. Because I was like, oh, if you heard my first 2 episodes, I like cannot listen to them now. I guess I'll just cringe. But I mean that's normal. But it's like I was just trying so hard to be perfect, to have an outline, to have an idea, to like make sure everything's connected, to make sure I didn't sound stupid. But like honestly, who cares? I'm kind of over that, like really over that. I want to be open. I want to be vulnerable. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I'm obviously still representing a university, so I have to have some sort of filter on, right? Like, I'm not gonna just share every single little detail about every little thing. Also, that's just, nobody really wants to listen to that. It's kind of gross, That's whatever. But I just want to be vulnerable, and I want, this is, first and foremost, this is for me. Like, as much as I love being an entertainer in this sense, and people ask me about this and whatever, and I support people who do the same thing. My team, my colleagues, if you will, I guess. But I'm like, I can't be a supporter of this if I'm not actually doing it, for the right reasons, right? So, first and foremost, this is for me. I'm doing this for myself. Even if the outcome is nothing. Even if the outcome is totally disappointing, not the way I saw it, I absolutely hate it. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this so that I can grow and learn, and so I can talk. So it can help me. So I can get my thoughts across and use my voice for hopefully a good purpose that most people will see. And if somehow it turns out to be cringy or negative or I hate it, like, at least I'll have learned, right? So be ready for vulnerability. Be ready for just realness, okay? I'm so sick of pretending to be perfect, or like pretending to be something that I'm not, or someone that I don't even like. Like, it's like, oh, I have to be graceful and perfect, and I have to have all these certain traits to build the perfect person to talk into a microphone. Like, who said that was the rule? The FCC did. But I mean, you know what I'm saying. Like, who's actually gonna be like, okay, you follow these guidelines and that's gonna make you successful, or that's gonna make you happy? No, there's so many different types of guidelines and rules that people follow, because they're all different and we're all different. Anyways, I'm not gonna keep explaining myself, because if you're, a person with a brain, you can understand, I'm sure. So yeah, just be open to the vulnerability, because I am. That's all I ask. If you'd like. If you don't, I don't really care about your opinion. Oh, I'm gonna lose all 40 listeners. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I made like barely an outline, so I don't really know what this is, but this is kind of like the premise episode for what's to come, because I kind of just wanted to talk today and just get my thoughts out in the open before I like officially start like a decent theme or schedule, So yeah, if you have any questions, if you want me to talk about a certain thing, if you want to be interviewed, because I was thinking about having guests, like guests more consistently. Like, I haven't even had a guest on yet, but I mean, I was thinking about making it more of a regular thing. It does not have to be you come into the studio and I interview you. It can be over the phone. It can be literally anything. It can be over social media. It does not matter. If you have questions, if you want me to answer something, if you want me to talk about something, DM me on Instagram. Yeah. Either Instagrams work. Yeah, and I'll answer, because I'm glued to my phone and computer, so because of school and work. So like I'm never not there, pretty much. So I'll answer, or try my best. I'm not gonna promise anything, but like, all right. I don't know what else to talk about. Now, I don't really know what else to talk about. I feel like I kind of covered mostly everything. Um, so I'm not really sure. I kind of have to think about it. I guess. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna think for a minute. Okay, my favorite silly little thing to do is to pull from Pinterest because, well, what do you expect from a woman in charge? Um, no, but really, like, I want to keep this up. I really like just sharing my little fun advice I've seen for the week because I think that's fun. And also, I really like it when people share their advice and like their things they've seen on social media or just in life for the week. And they're like, this is really important. Like, we should remember this, because as humans, we need reminders all the time. Because we're forgetful and just we're really bad at remembering how to be human sometimes. It's really annoying. I could go on that topic, but we're not going to. So I was just looking around on my Pinterest, which is so beautiful, by the way. I'm very proud of my Pinterest. Where is it? Oh, this was by, I think, a poetry author, MHN. I don't know who they are. But there was this cute little poem. I'm gonna read it. It's just really cute. I feel like it applies to the whole thing where I'm like, take it month by month. A new month is a new opportunity. And I feel like I've felt that way for a long time. When there's a new month, there's a there's a new person. And I know people feel about that way, like about like, new year, new me or whatever, which I find a little annoying. So this isn't much different. I'm kind of being a hypocrite here, but I feel like month to month is just a lot easier to make a habit, or is a lot easier at, let's try again instead of like, let's start over. Like, no, don't start over because you're doing great, first of all. But second, let's just try again. Let's just keep going. Like, why do you have to start over? Don't do that. Anyways, I'm gonna read this now. I don't know who MHN is. Might be an old author, might be a new one. I don't know, but who cares? Thank you anyways. It says, let July be July, let August be August, and let yourself just be, even in the uncertainty. You don't have to fix everything. You don't have to solve everything. And you can still find peace and grow in the wild of changing things. Like, are you kidding? That was beautiful. Let October be October. I'm gonna let October be October. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let November be November. Because that's all I can do as a person living and breathing. We're not supposed to just control things. That's a huge thing, is like, I get in my head so much about like, I'm not in control here. I feel like I can't control what's happening to me. Like, obviously you're going through stuff, and whatever you believe in, that force of nature, God, the universe, something spiritual, whatever you believe in, however you see that, life itself is gonna throw curveballs at you. That's nothing we haven't heard or experienced before. Like, that is very much, everybody knows this. 5-year-olds know this. Like, life is difficult. Life makes you want to cry. Life is hard. Life is the challenge, right? The number one thing on everybody's mind, on everybody's roster, is life. Whether you want to or not, there's no choice in that, right? So we feel out of control. But what really helps me is taking it month by month. I feel like that's just because it's like I can, split them into sections, like little pieces, instead of just focusing on this whole year and feeling overwhelmed. And yeah, sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes you have to take it day by day, week by week, hour by hour, minute by minute, if it's that bad. But I also think it's pretty great that we have that option. Like, as much as we don't have control, we have the option to let go. and realize that, oh, we don't have control. Okay, I'll just accept that. That's pretty great. It's kind of a slap in the face to life. Like, you're like, oh, you're gonna throw this really horrible thing at me that I have no control over. That's okay. Just having the most just whatever nonchalant attitude, that is killer, bro. That is killer. And that will get you through anything. I promise. Yeah. Let me see if I have anything else. I like this little thing where it's saying, like, leave people better than you found them. Leave people better than you found them, right? Boy Scouts honor or whatever. It's like, you know, leave the environment, leave the forest better how you found it. Smokey the Bear, I don't know. But no, seriously, like, we might not have control in a lot of things, but we do have control on how we present ourselves to people, how we talk, how we show our love and kindness, even to complete strangers. And that can be hard. Trust me, there are some days where I'm like, I'm gonna say something mean. I have to really be careful because my brain is like, you're gonna say something mean. And you kind of have to try your best to not, and to choose kindness, because there's enough nasty stuff in the world. There's enough mean things. There's enough, how do I say this? There's more than not, people will deal with mean things said right to their face, right? Like, we've all been there. We've all had a bully. We've all had a person just not give us the time of day or hurt us in some way, whatever. Everybody's gone through that. Everybody can think of a time where they were hurt. That's why there's so many songs of people being hurt. Like, that's the whole point, right? The human condition, the human experience. I love to say that. So if it matters anything to you, if you take anything from this stupid episode today, like, do your best, even if you don't want to, but can and are able to. Go out of your way, be nice. Literally be nice. It takes $0, 0 cents to be nice. 0 cents, but it makes a lot of sense. I've been trying to do this thing lately, and it's really difficult. Like, it's so much harder than you think. Every time I think of, like, a compliment in my head, you know how you're like, oh, her hair's pretty, or oh, I like his shoes, or whatever, and you just pops up in your head, but you don't say it because we're awkward and we don't want to actually do the nice things in our head sometimes. I've been trying to, every time I have a thought that's good, I say it. I vocalize it. Even if it's awkward, even if I don't want to, and it can be really difficult. And I've failed so many times, but I keep trying every single day. And I have to, like, force myself to, like, stop somebody in, like, the hallway. And I'm like, I like your shoes. And they're like, oh, thanks. And I'm like, yeah, bye. And it's so awkward, but it goes a long way. You know, you're putting the positivity and the positive thoughts into practice. You are literally becoming the definition of nice in your brain. Like, you are putting actions to words. That's really powerful. It's powerful, and does not happen. It should happen more, but it doesn't. Not as much as we think. I encourage that. Like, just don't let the embarrassment and the twinge of awkwardness and, like, the cringe inside your body, don't let that get to you. Don't let that stop you from saying something nice, from making a friend, from making somebody feel good. We feel like we have to put on a facade, like I was saying, and be cool and be whatever, be tough. Sure, whatever. Vin Diesel it if you want, but I prefer to not, you know? I'm like, whatever. Let's just become embarrassing. Let's make embarrassing cool again. Can we do that? Let's make embarrassing cool again. That's my final thought. Okay, well, it was nice talking to you. I am excited for the next few weeks of starting this up again and becoming more consistent. I hope you enjoyed listening. I hope you know that you matter and it's going to be great, and we're going to let October be October. Have a safe Halloween. I know that already passed when this airs, but I hope you had a safe Halloween and a safe Halloween weekend, and November's going to be killer, bro. November's going to be amazing. Let's make embarrassing cool again. Let's do that. It's going to be my new slogan. Just kidding, I have too many of those. DM me on Instagram. Let's get this ball rolling. And I'm excited for what's to come. Yeah. Okay, stay safe. Drink your water. Be nice to people. And know that you're loved. Okay. Goodbye. I will see you next week, Monday morning on KOUGradio.org or on YouTube via KOUG Radio, the channel. Okay, love you. Bye.